Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we want to look at
basic sewing tools for beginners.
what are the things you really need if you want to start sewing. The first thing we're definitely gonna need is a sewing machine. My next video will be about how to use this machine, but there are a few more things counting as basic sewing equipment. A tape measure, fabric scissors and normal scissors, pins, thread, seam ripper, an iron and ironing board. A tape measure is essential in sewing for accurately measuring fabric, patterns and body dimensions to ensure a proper fit. Its flexibility allows for precise measurements on curved surfaces. Fabric scissors are crucial for cutting fabric cleanly and accurately, preventing frayed edges and uneven cuts. Its sharp blades are specifically designed to glide through fabric without damaging the material. But never ever cut paper with your fabric scissors. Take your normal scissors when cutting paper. Pins are essential in sewing for holding fabric pieces together before stitching, ensuring that they stay aligned and in place. They help maintain accuracy and prevent shifting, which is crucial for achieving clean seams and also a polished final product. The two layers of fabric are held together by pushing the pin through the layers in this manner. Thread is needed to sew a seam. How exactly to thread your sewing machine will be covered in the next video. This is a seam ripper. We use it often, especially at the beginning when you're just learning how to sew. Sometimes seams are sewn incorrectly and need to be undone. To do this, slide the seam ripper under a stitch and just push it to the left. You need to do this every centimeter. What I didn't know at first is that ironing is an essential part of sewing. You'll find yourself doing it frequently and extensively. I'd like to show you some additional sewing tools that are very useful but not essential for beginners. A tailor's hem, a tailor's sausage, a pincushion wristband, chalk, additional presser feet, extra bobbins, fabric clips, thread snip, a loop turner, and a cutter mat and rotary cutter. A tailor's hem is used for pressing curved seams, darts and other areas that require some sort of shaping, such as shoulders, sleeves and busts. A tailor's sausage, also known as a seam roll, is used for pressing seams open without leaving marks on the fabric, especially in hard to reach areas like sleeves, pant legs and also other narrow spaces. This is a pincushion wristband and it's used to keep pins easily accessible while you're sewing. I have a free pattern for the tailor's hem, tailor's sausage and the pincushion wristband. Tailor's chalk is used to mark fabric for cutting, sewing lines or placement of details like pockets and buttons. It's very useful because you can easily wash or brush off. These are additional presser feet, for example to sew buttons. Extra bobbins are used to hold additional thread for your sewing machine, allowing you to quickly switch between different thread colors without having to rethread every time. Fabric clips are used to hold layers of fabric together, especially when pins might damage or distort delicate materials. Or you can also use them for very thick fabrics. A fabric snip is a small, sharp tool used for quickly and precisely cutting threads, trimming seams, or also marking small cuts like notches in the fabric. A loop turner is used to turn fabric tubes such as straps or belts right side out after sewing. To use it, insert the loop turner into the fabric tube, hook the end through the fabric, slide the hook upwards, and then gently pull the fabric through, turning it right side out in the process. It might be a little bit tricky in the beginning, but you will do it. And this is how the strap should look after pressing it. A cutting mat and rotary cutter are used for precise cutting of fabric. The cutting mat protects your work surface and also has some grid lines for accurate measurements. I hope you have a good idea of the tools you need to start and also some nice to have additional sewing tools.